Hi, the Lord bless you. Welcome to Kingdom Upgrades YouTube, Facebook. I am your ambassador, Dylan. Let's connect here, where the kingdom evolves into the realm of reality, manifesting into culture where glory becomes tangible. The place of rapid transformation within transition. Come on, meet me here where there is growing excellence in glory. The Lord bless you all and thank you for tuning in. Let's jump into this content here. We're in Psalms 91 and we're looking at the security of the one who trusts in the Lord. There is great security for those who would trust in the Lord, who relies on Him, who depend on Him. Those who will trust in the Lord, they will be like Mount Zion, and they will never be put to shame. Okay? So there is great security, for those who will trust in the Lord. Let's look at this. We're reading from verse 1, and I'm in the Amplified version. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will remain secure and rest in the shadow of the Almighty. That is whose power no enemy can withstand. Verse 2, I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in whom I trust. And that trust is with great confidence, and that trust is in great confidence, okay? And whom I rely on, okay? For He will save you from the trap of the fowler and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you and completely protect you with His pinions. And under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness is a shield and a wall. You will not be afraid of the terror of the night, nor of the arrows that flies by day, nor of the pestilence that stalks in darkness, nor of the destruction that is sudden death, that lays waste at noon. 1,000 may fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but danger will not come near you. You will only be a spectator as you look on with your eyes and witness the divine repayment of the wicked, as you watch safely from the shelter of the Most High. Because you have made the Lord, who is my refuge, even the Most High, your dwelling place. No evil will befall you, nor will any plague come near your tent. For He will command His angels in regard to you, to protect and defend and guard you in all your ways. And those ways is considered in your obedience and service to Him. So it is while you're in obedience and service that He will command His angels to protect you and defend you and guard you in all your ways, while you're in obedience and service to Him. So there is a requirement. Your protection will literally come while you're in service to Him. Okay? So, because a lot of times we want to do our own thing and expect to see the manifestation of the Word of God on our behalf. But there are requirements. Let's look at this. The first two verses in this chapter of promise. God, this chapter is considered the wonderful promises, okay, of this chapter is heavily dependent on one meeting the condition stated in these two first verses. So the first two verses, you have to there's a requirement for you to meet the condition of the first two verses to inherit the promises that is laid out in the chapter. Come on. Here what is it? Let's just refresh our memory here. The King James Version would say, He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High. Okay? But here in the Amplified Version, it is saying, He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will remain secure and rest in the shadow of the Almighty. King Michael coming, will rest in the shadow of the Almighty, whose power no enemy can withstand. Verse 2, I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. And this trust is with great confidence, okay? And on whom I rely. So you trust with great confidence and rely, okay, on Him. So those who trust in the Lord, rely on Him. Those who trust in the Lord will be like Mount Zion. And the other thing is, they will never be put to shame because your trust is in the Lord. So there is a requirement for you to meet the condition of the first two verses so that you would have the promises of the chapter, because the chapter is one of promise, okay? So it is as a result of you depending, trusting, relying on Him, that in verse 11 is saying, for He will command His angels in regard to you to protect and defend and guard you in all your ways of obedience and service. So while you're in obedience and service to Him, He will protect you. He will command His angels. He would command His angels to protect and guard you, okay? So it is important that we understand that part, because outside of that, the promises, you would not partake of the promises in the chapter, okay? So it's important that we understand that there are requirements to inherit the promises. Okay. So it's important that we trust in Him, get to know Him, dwell in that secret place where you will get to know Him as your high priest. He is our high priest. He is the one who intercedes on our behalf. So when you dwell in that secret place of the Most High, you will know that He is your high priest. You wouldn't just only say that He is your high priest, but you will become familiar with Him, so acquainted, so into Him, so intimate, that you will know that He is your high priest, okay? Because it is one thing to say He is your high priest, or He is the high priest, but it is another thing to know that He is your high priest and be confident in that, knowing that He is your high priest. Because when you dwell in that secret place, you will get to know Him as Jehovah Gibbor. Come on, Gibbor. You would know Him as Gibbor. That is the Lord mighty in battle. And you will be confident that no evil will befall you, no plague shall come nigh your dwelling. Okay? He will save you from the trap of the fowler and from the deadly pestilence. Okay? He will cover you completely and protect you with His pinions. Pinions is considered the end of the bird, the wings of the bird, the feather. Okay? Mighty God. So it is important that we understand that the outer part of the bird's wing, including the flight feathers. So He will protect you with His pinion. You will be covered. Okay? So you would get to know Him intimately. You would know He is your Jehovah Gibbor. And you will know that no evil will befall you. You will be confident that there is no evil that will befall you, neither shall any plague come nigh your dwelling. And He is going to command His angels with regards to you to protect you. Okay? We understand that our finite human brains cannot fully comprehend the majesty and glory of who God is. Come on. Yet, through the various names of God, He chose to reveal Himself to us so we can come to understand the many personal characteristics of God. Come on, the personal characteristics of God, you have to experience Him. You have to know Him. Experience Him as Jehovah Gibbor. To understand that He is a God that is mighty in battle. And that there you will get to know him as Gibbor. You will get to know him as Gibbor because you experience him to be mighty in battle. So you get to know that personality, that characteristic of him. You know that part of him. You know his face there. You know him there. Okay? So you would have sought him and you get to know him as Jehovah Gibbor. And that is the Lord mighty in battle. So in that area you get to know him. And there's so many other names that we get to know him. We know him as Jireh, as provider. Okay, he makes it happen. He paved the way. God makes it happen. He gets everything sorted out. He sees to it that it happens. That is Jehovah Jireh. You would know him as Shalom. You would know him as peace. Okay, you would know him as Rapha, where you're sick, and then you experience him to be your healer. Okay, so you will, when you experience him in these areas, with these names as Jireh, as Rapha, you know he's a healer. You walk in confidence knowing that he is a healer. Okay, so we get to know him as we seek him and we abide under the shadows of the Almighty. Okay, mighty God. Because his name reveals his power and authority. His names literally reveals his power and authority and his holiness. Okay? So you better understand and know the names of God more personal when he becomes to us. Those names. You get to know him in that area. You know his face in that area. You know his face. You sought him and you get to know him. So you can literally relate to him being Jehovah Jireh. You relate to him being Gibbor. You understand that he's a God mighty in battle. So we can call on his name that correspond with our needs. And that will be done in confidence. Come on. I pray today that you will dwell in the secret place of the Most High. And you will abide under the shadows of the Almighty. That you will get to know him more intimate. You will draw nigh to him. You will resist the devil and draw nigh to God in this hour. The Lord bless you. Shalom.